students. Yesterday we have done the second part of the enemy's explanation with the integral part of the exposition, and today we'll be marching forward from that particular place. And today's explanation is the pivot of the entire chapter. So I want your earnest engrossment towards your watching as well as listening. Now, the time of the crisis or the conflict or the dilemma is right in front of Sadao and Hana. They are in a fix what to do. If they get the enemy, throw back into the ocean, he will be no more. If they hand him over to the army or to the police, obviously the tormentation or the torture will be that much excruciating that the wounded man will be no more. Then eventually they both of them bilaterally decided that let us take the enemy not enemy though, let us take this wounded man into the home so that the treatment or the cure can be given to him. As long as he was wounded, he was not a big threat. He was not any danger for the sovereignty of the country, for the integrity of the country, Japan. Once he will get well, or he will be on his feet, then obviously he can be an intimidation for the country. But before, as long as he is unconscious or terribly wounded, he was in death throes, he can't be a big danger for the country. Thinking that, both of them decided, let us take back into home. But they were in some sort of apprehension that what will be the reaction of the three servants at their home. The old gardener was there, Yumi was there, and Yumi the babysitter for them, the nanny for their two children, the maid servant for their two children for them, and obviously the third one was cook. So what will be their reaction at that? They were thinking that. Not thinking, they were a bit panicky also, thinking that. We must simply tell them. Now, story goes ahead, page number 29. We must, both Anna and Sadao decided that they will simply tell them that we intend to give him to the police, as indeed we must, Sadao, we must think of the children and your position. And obviously both are thinking, or both are saying that they will clarify their stand beforehand to all three servants, that the moment this particular prisoner or this POW or this American gets well, they are all set. They are committed to hand him out to the police. They will tell that thing to the servants to get their confidence. But Hana was more perplexed, the more disturbed, more apprehensive, that Sadao, think of our children. If we people are arrested, on the charges of being traitor, being treacherous of the country during wartime, oh my God, what will be the destiny, what will be the future of our two kids? Think of that. Think of your position. You are considered the first rated doctor or the scientist or the surgeon of the country Japan. You share a great, you hold a great dignity. You have a great honor, a respect in the country. Everyone respects you a lot. And think of that position or your reputation also. Before you give this particular person, the old needed succor, all needed shelter, all needed assistance, medical assistance. Think before that. It would endanger all of us if we didn't give this man over as a prisoner of war. Obviously, Hana was showing her concern that if it is a wartime going on, Sadao, if we don't hand him over to the police, we will be taken as a traitor. We will be taken as a traitor. Sadao said, yes, certainly. I agree. I complied with your statement, Hana. I would not think of doing anything else. Obviously, the moment he gets well, Sadao is making it clear, he certainly will be handing over to the police this POW. Thus agreed bilaterally, both of them together, they lifted the man. He was very light because he was a young man. He could not eat for several days. He was a soldier also, so very light to carry, very light to hardly 50 to 55 kilogram or 40 to 50 kg maybe his weight. Thus agreed like a fall, what can say, a chicken we can call it there, a hen's egg we can call it there, hen's baby we can call it there, a fall that had been half starved because for many days he has not eaten anything, so hardly carrying any weight in his body, starved for a long time until it is only feathers and skeletons there, because it is compared to a fall, okay, hence baby, therefore only feather was there, skin was there, feather was there, only skin was there, and the skeleton bones were there, so there was no fat actually. This is the meaning there, so his arms hanging until hanging, they carried him up the steps and into the side door of the house. This door opened into a passage, into a corridor, and down the passage they carried the man towards an empty bedroom. It had been the bedroom of Sadao's father. Eventually, through corridor or through veranda, okay, both of them carried the unconscious body of the wounded POW, okay, to a particular room or a particular bedroom, and that room to which they have taken the unconscious body of POW. Let me tell you the name of the POW, Mr. Tom, T-O-M. When they were taking the Tom body to an empty bedroom, that was obviously vacant, it was empty, because that was the room of Sadao's father. After his demise, after his death, there was no one, okay, to relish in it there. Therefore, it was lying all empty, and they shifted the wounded man to father's room, empty room only. The Sadao's father, and since his death or demise, it had not been used. They laid the man, they put the man down on the deeply matted floor. There was a carpet spread on the floor, and they put the unconscious body on that carpet only. Matted floor. Everything here has been Japanese. Please underline the typical things used by Sadao's father. He was truly a staunch Japanese. Sadao's father was a staunch, S-T-A-U-N-C-H, a die-hard, and what can say, a very fanatic Japanese, a real Jap. Okay, he was, his father was. Everything over there, let the man Japanese, had been Japanese to please the old man, to make happy. Please the old man means he used everything made in Japan also. Okay, the old man who would never in his own home sit on a chair or sleep, okay, in a foreign bed. Whatever he used in his life, Sadao's father, be it a chair or be it a bed, all were made in Japan. He never used anything made in foreign country. That is his love for the country. We should also do the same. Okay. Modi ji has requested 2 days back that try to FIFA to use made in India. And that it had not been used, they let the man, okay, deeply, or the man who would never, is known, that is over. Hana went to the wall cupboard and slid back a door and took out a soft quilt there. It was obviously, his body was wet, absolutely dense with water, and maybe some winter time going on. Therefore, Hana went to the cupboard. She just slid back the slider and just got out a quilt, a cotton blanket. She took it out in order to cover the shivering body of Mr. Tom, the POW. Soft quilt, and she hesitated. She didn't want to use, okay, that quilt, soft quilt made up of silk over the POW. She hesitated, okay, before she used it over his body. The quilt was covered with flowered silk, and the lining was pure white silk there. So it was a silky quilt, and she didn't want to vest that beautiful quilt over an enemy's body, on enemy's body. He's so dirty, she murmured in distress there. So now he's so dingy, he's so unkempt. Okay, I should not, I don't want to vest my beautiful quilt on him. In distress, in hopelessness there. Distress, in sadness. Yes, he had better be washed. Yes, I know. So now is the surgeon coming into action. Yes, before I give him any sort of medical aid or help or any sort of surgery, his body must be germ free. So better he should be washed first. Sadao agreed, if you will fetch hot water, I will wash him. And straight off, Sadao said, okay, Hannah, you do one favor, you go and get a hot water bucket so that I can wash him before I start surgery on him. I can't bear for you to touch him, she said. No, no. Sadao, you are not supposed to, Hannah is the speaker. Sadao, you are not supposed to touch him. He is our enemy and I want you not to touch him. Someone else will be doing that favor of washing the wound, washing the body of this POW. Hannah wanted to say that she will ask one of the servants, 3 of them were there, okay, to do that favor. Sadao is not supposed to touch the body of enemy. Sadao agreed with, okay, I will tell, she said to tell the servants, touch him. She said, we shall have to tell the servant he is here. First of all, let me go and inform, intimate, convey all these servants about the presence of the POW at our home. And I will tell Yumi now. I am going to tell Yumi about the presence of POW. And rest of the 2, Sadao, please you intimate them about his presence at our home. She can leave the children for a few minutes and she can wash. First of all, I am telling Yumi, the babysitter, okay, about his presence, and I'll be taking care of our 2 children for a while till she will come with the hot water and she will be washing the body of Mr. Tom before you start your surgery. Can wash him? Sadao considered a moment. He thought for a moment, let it be so. Yes, okay, you tell Yumi, she will be washing, and rest of the 2 servants, let me tell them. He agreed, let it be so. He agreed, you tell Yumi and I will tell the others. Others refers to the remaining 2 servants. One, the old gardener, who has been the gardener at Sadao's home since Sadao's childhood. When Sadao himself was a child, it means he has really spent a great deal of time at Sadao's home there. So gardener and the cook will be told by Mrs. Sadao, and Yumi will be the case with Mrs. Hannah. Okay, I will tell Yumi this and that. Sadao considered, okay. But the utter pallor of the man's unconscious face moved him first to stoop and feel the pulse. Before he wanted to get to those remaining 2 servants to tell them about the presence of POW, when he looked at the enemy's face, oh, absolutely pallor, the weakness, pallor, the utmost weakness which was there on his face. Therefore, Dr. Sadao bent down, okay, to check the pulse of Mr. Enemy or the POW, whether he was there in a condition to wait for 5 to 10 minutes for the surgery, or instant surgery was the need of the hour. To check his physical update, where he was there up to the mark or not, he just stooped down, bent down, okay, inclined down and checked the pulse of Mr. POW or Tom. What he found when he was trying to check the pulse? It was faint. The pulse was faint, slow. Faint here, slow, and it was faint. It was faint, but it was there. But it was there so that it was not any sort of peril, any sort of danger for his life. The pulse was there, satisfactorily. He put his hands against the man's cold breast in order to check the heartbeat. This time Sadao put his hand on the cold because it was winter time, the chest was bare, the clothes were absolutely rags, therefore it is a cold breast. Cold breast, okay, put his hand, okay, the heart too was yet alive. So pulse was there, heartbeat was there, not that much regular though. It was inconsistent, but it was there. He could wait for 5 to 10 minutes, Mr. Tom, for a surgery. He will die unless he is operated on. The verdict was given by Surgeon Sadao that if an instant operation is not conducted on his body, he will be no more. He will be no more. Sadao said, considering the question is whether he will not die anyway, thinking of that question, whether he conducts an operation or whether he doesn't conduct an operation, death was inevitable for this particular man. Irony, the figure of speech used here. Hannah cried out in fear, don't try to save him. What if he should live there? Okay, what if he should die? Sadao replied. He stood gazing And now, eventually, suddenly, an impulsive way was adopted by Hannah, and she asked Sadao not to operate, not to operate. Death is the ultimate solace for him, ultimate destination for him. He deserves death, let him die. But we should not have any sort of connection with his life and with his death. If he deserves death, let it be so. Hannah said that, but Sadao said that, what if he gets died at our home there? It means that let us do what we have already agreed or planned there. Let us do some sort of surgery. He gets well, and surely we'll be ending over to the palace there. Don't lose your cool. Don't lose your cool, Hannah. What if he should die? Sadao replied. He stood gazing. Sadao stood gazing down on the motionless, on the unconscious, stagnant man, that was Mr. Tom, and this man must have extraordinary vitality, or he would have been dead by now. But then he was very young, perhaps not yet 25. And now Mr. Sadao is appreciating the immunity of Mr. Tom there. I mean, he has lost huge blood, of his body. Still he was alive, so he was appreciating that man Tom must have been extraordinary vitality or the potential or the immunity. Otherwise, ordinary person in place of him would have been dead. And he guessed that his age may be around 24, 25. You mean die from the operation? Hannah asked. Yes, Sadao said that. It means that the condition was so critical of Mr. Tom that even surgery, obviously surgery was the need of the hour, but it was not certain whether after surgery he will be more or not. Sadao confirmed that thing, that the case is very clinical and the result can go either way, death also and life also. Yes, Sadao said. Hannah considered this doubtfully. But Hannah had a doubt. Why? Because not a single case went to a fiasco, went to a failure if it had come under the hand of Mr. Sadao. Means surgeries so far were done by Sadao, almost hundreds of them. Not a single one was a failure. Whosoever the patient came to Sadao, all were alive. It means his percentage of surgery was 100% of Mr. Sadao. So she doubted whether he can die out of operation, because if Sadao will be doing the operation, it can't go wrong. It can't go wrong. That was the doubt of Hannah. Hannah considered this doubtfully, and when she said not answer, Sadao turned away, and now Sadao's whole focus was at Mr. Tom's pallor only. His whole breath and being, he was like that only. He was in America trained in that manner that he should not let anyone die, no matter whether it was his friend or foe. So his whole focus was there on Tom. And Hannah knew it. Hannah knew it instinctively that whenever it comes to his patient, obviously it was his first priority always. Dr. Sadao is considered this doubtfully. Hannah considered it doubtfully, and when she did not answer, Sadao turned away. At any rate, something must be done with him, he said, and no matter whether a death is written in his account during the course of operation or life death, but something is to be done instantly, otherwise death is inevitable for him right now. First he must be washed before he starts surgery. He is making it clear to Hannah. First his body must be germ free, so better it is washed. He went quickly out of the room and Hannah came behind him. She didn't wish to be left alone with the white man. Now Sadao is all set to get back his room, where he will be getting all his medical paraphernalia, all apparatus, all instruments which he will be needing during the course of operation. Therefore he went to that particular room, out of that room, and then Hannah also, when Hannah saw herself that she was left alone with the presence of Tom or POW or the white man, she could not bear that. She too rushed out of that particular room after Sadao went. He went quickly out of the room and Hannah came. She didn't wish to be left alone with the white man. He was the first she had seen since she left America, and now he seemed to have nothing to do with those whom she had known there. Here he was her enemy, a menace, living or dead. Now, Anna also stayed in America for some time there, and after she returned back with Sadao to Japan, it was her first encounter with such white man. And now she is thinking that she has got no connection, she has got no relevance, she has got no relation, okay, with those white people there. She didn't want to make any connection with them. For her, if a white man was there in front of her, it was a real menace. It was a big threat. Menace, a big threat for her, a real danger for them. Whether it was a living man, Tom, or a dead man, Tom. Whether it was an alive POW or a dead POW, it will be a big threat for him, for her, for everyone in the home. Hannah, considered that. She turned to the nursery and called Yumi, the babysitter, the maid servant. But the children heard her voice, and she had to go for a moment and smile at them and play with the baby boy, now nearly 3 months old. Now she was making a move towards Yumi, to call her. First of all, she will be telling about the presence of POW at their home, and secondly, she will be asking her to wash the wound of Mr. POW. And when she went there, of the 3 months old boy baby, heard the voice of Hannah. Obviously, his mom, was coming to that particular place. Therefore, Hannah had to stay sometime, briefly in front of that boy baby. She had to go to, but the children heard her voice, and she had to go for a moment and smile at them and play with the baby boy, and now nearly 3 months old there. So Yumi was the caretaker, was the babysitter for both of the children. When Hannah went there, the children heard the voice of mom, that was Hannah. Therefore, Hannah had to speak some sweet words, being a mom, to that particular child who was 3 months old. Come with me. Over the boy's 3 months old, over the baby's soft black hair, she motioned with her mouth there. Obviously, you see the rosy cheeks, the curly hair of a baby, of an infant, the mouth-watering stuff there. A real God in front of us, these babies are, So she had to bend down, and she motioned her cheek on the silky hair or the head of the. It was her manner, her way to cuddle, to kiss, her darling baby, Hannah did that. Yumi, come with me. And after that, she said Yumi to follow her. I will put the baby to bed. Yumi replied, he is ready. The boy baby is ready. And she went with Yumi into the bedroom next to the nursery and stood with the boy in her arms, while Yumi spread the sleeping quilts, blankets here on the floor, and laid the baby between them. Eventually, it was the bed prepared by Yumi, so that generally it is the tendency of the babies, the children, after taking bath, generally they enjoy a sound sleep there. So first bed is prepared by Yumi, so that she can put the baby between those quilts, between them, quilts. Them here refers to quilts. Then Hannah led the way quickly and softly to the kitchen. The two servants were frightened at what their master had just told them. The old gardener, who was also a house servant, pulled the few hair out of his upper lip there. And now when Yumi was told by Hannah that she was supposed to follow her, till that time, Yumi had got no idea what has happened at her back. But when those two remaining servants, the old gardener and the cook, when they were told about the presence of the POW at their home, they were absolutely flabbergasted. They were very much scared. They were very much, afraid to know that particular thing there. And the old gardener, who has been there since Salawa's childhood time there, whenever those old people have got lost in some sort of serious thought, they tend to get some sort of hair out of the mustache, So in a deep consideration or the thoughtfulness, in the contemplation, in a serious contemplation, Mr. Old Gardener pulled up some hair out of his upper lips. That is called, he was seriously thinking that what the master has done. He didn't like it. The old gardener didn't like the decision of his master to give shelter to a POW. He just pulled some hair from his upper lip. The master ought not to heal the wound of the white man. That was the old gardener saying. He's saying to cook that our master, their master should not operate on an enemy. Enemies deserves that. Simple thing. Wartime, that is called patriotism. Man, he said bluntly to Anna. Bluntly, roughly. Generally, the tone of a servant cannot be blunt, cannot be rough, cannot be ragged. But because the case was there, when it comes to showing love for the master and showing love for the nation, no match actually, no match. There is nothing bigger than that of your nation. Okay, especially wartime, that was the time to show your love for the nation, patriotism for the nation, not thinking of your own occupational liabilities or accountability or obligations or responsibilities. Old gardener got it all wrong there, all rubbish, all trash there. And he said roughly to Hannah that master has taken a wrong decision, Hannah, to shelter an enemy. The white man ought to die. He deserves death. He deserves death. First he was shot by our Japanese naval officer, and then the sea caught him. Then our Japanese sea caught him, okay, grabbed him, and then caught him and wounded him with her rocks. Her rock, sea rocks. Her rock, sea rocks here. And bit orthodox. The tone of Mr. Old Gardener is bit orthodox there with the rock. If the master heals, cures what the gun did and what the sea did, they will take revenge on us. They will take avenge on us. Now, the orthodox aspect of Mr. Old Gardener is highlighted here. He is saying to Hannah that our naval officer, Japanese soldier wanted to take his life with a gunshot. Then, our Japanese sea also wanted to take his life by wounding, by injuring this POW out of its sharp sea rocks there. And what the hell our master is doing? He is trying to save the life of that man who is being wanted by our nation there. That is wrong. That is rubbish. He should not do that. Mr. Old Gardener said that thing to Hannah. Okay, and he's sounding orthodox that if master does still that thing there, those two things, the gun as well as the sea, both of them will take a revenge upon all those people who are living at Sadao's home. I will tell him what you say. Hannah replied courteously there. Now the tone of Hannah would have been furious, at the servant's tone, but she knew that he was right. The old gardener was right on his stand. Therefore, very politely, courteously, very politely, softly, gently, she said, okay, I will tell that thing to my husband, to our master, to your master, Mr. Sadao. Give me some time. But she herself was also frightened. But the reaction was so intimidating by old gardener and cook. She herself was panicky. She was thinking, oh my God, what if these servants go out of the home and inform the police or inform the army about his whereabouts of Tom at their home. She was badly scared and very much afraid or very much timid. She was herself was also frightened, although she was not superstitious as the old man was. Superstitious, orthodox, like that they would take revenge upon all of the people at Sadao's home. That was not possible. How the sea can take revenge, how the gun can take revenge there. Superstitious. The old gardener was orthodox, old gardener. She didn't believe in that, but one part she knew that it was anti-national activities. It was anti-national activities, giving shelter to your enemy during wartime. That was not done. Hannah knew it. Therefore, she was frightened. And superstitious the word was, could it ever be well to help an enemy? How you can justify your deed to help an enemy as a validated one, as a genuine one, is a good one, is a fair one? Not at all. Not at all there. There is nothing bigger than that of your national service, than that of your motherland. Nevertheless, she told Yumi to fetch the hot water and bring it to the room where the white man was. And nevertheless, because operation was the need of the hour, she knew Dr. Sadao will be undergoing an operation soon. Therefore, she told Yumi to fetch the hot water so that the body of Mr. Tom, the POW, can be washed before Dr. Sadao starts an operation on him. She went ahead and slid back the partition, the curtains. Sadao was not yet there. Now, to get the room more brighter, she slid back the partitions and found that Sadao still has not come to that particular room. To that, he was still busy in arranging those medical paraphernalia which he will be needing during the course of operation. Went over the white man. When she saw him, her thick lips folded themselves into stubbornness there. And when Yumi also went to that, Anna also went to that white man there. Obviously, it was not a good experience altogether. When Yumi saw the white man, okay, but then if somebody asks you to do that particular work, and if you are not interested, generally, okay, you fold your lip. I won't do it. I won't do it. So in an anger and frustration or in dissatisfaction, the lips of Yumi got folded. Stubbornness here, firm determination, resolution that she will not do that thing. Yumi will not do that thing. It was quite clear out of her facial expression, and her lips got folded in stubbornness, in resolution, in determination that she is not gonna to touch the POW, their enemy. She was the maid servant. She was the servant for Sadao and Anna. She was not the servant of the enemy or any American. They were illiterate. Servants were illiterate though, but they know what is love for the nation is all about. Thanks, dear. Take that particular line. Tomorrow we'll be marching ahead of it. Listen to it, see it time and again. You surely will be comprehending, okay, with more confirmation. Thanks, dear.